Hello, everybody. This is my name is Julian, and this is my practice round for the persuasive speech. I'm gonna start off with a story about a Latino kid that goes by the name of Jonathan Cornejo. Uh, he graduated last year. He is a Los Angeles native. When I say graduate, he graduated high school. Um, he was a part of the student body. I think he was even president. He was a yearbook editor. He got a 4.0 GPA, and he was even given a financial aid offer to his dream school, which was UC San Diego. Um, Even with the offer, though, unfortunately, he was not able to attend due to a financial gap. He could not fail. So, um, he's of Latino origin, and he was raised by a single mother. Uh, I'm not sure if he still does, but last year, according to the article, he was working at Starbucks, and I think the fill that he needed to, I think that the amount he needed was only like 5 grand, which to some may not sound like a lot, but to others kind of is. Uh, this um, this is this is a problem amongst Latinos and other minority groups not being able to afford college tuition. So, uh, my topic is about college tuition, and I want to share the stat. According to the Higher Data Initiative, the cost of out-of-state tuition is about 1,500 on average, and 16 grand to live on campus. Um, and 10 grand for out-of-state tuition, and and this is for community schools, which are 2 years for 2 year institutions. And it depends on the state. And so we're going to discuss why it is important that the legislative branch take action to address college tuition. We will look at the problem, causes, and solution. So according to the Education Data Initiative, only 17 states offer free college tuition for community colleges, and we live in a state that has the least expensive college tuition for community colleges. There is only 470% difference in cost between the states with the least expensive community college and the most expensive. That's actually a lot. I think I said only. So, according to CNBC, college tuition and fees have more than doubled these past 20 years. Students are taking out loans for almost 40 grand for help just to complete a bachelor's degree. Um, Now, families are reaching their federal student loan limits, and they're relying on other help. Um, 4 year schools are starting to become expensive. They're reaching as high as 100K for the tuition. Um, and it's starting to become so much that students are not applying for financial aid like they did in the past. Um, there's a stat as of April, only 29% of students applied for financial aid. Um, Now that is a 36% decline from last year. So I'm sure there's still a lot of people applying for financial aid, but not like how they were the previous years. So and by the way, that is a national stat, and so we know this is a huge problem. So uh, let's discuss the causes. So the three causes I will discuss are inflation, state government appropriation, and supply and demand. Now, I'm gonna start with inflation. I think it's important we know the definition of inflation. So I'm gonna give you the definition given by the best search engine in the world, which is Google. And I don't even, I should even said that. Now, a general increase in prices uh, and fall in the purchasing value of money. That is the Google definition of inflation. So, um, so according to bestcolleges.com, from the year 2001 to 2021, college tuition increased. College tuition inflation increased an average of 5% a year. Now, what I found interesting is that college tuition inflation was the highest in the 80s, where for 4 year institution it raised 10% every year, and for 2 years for 2-year schools, it raised 9% every year. So now for supply and demand, which is the second one, I'm gonna give you another definition given by Google. The amount of a commodity, product, or service available and the desire of buyers for it, considered as factors regulating its price. So um, according to Road to College, higher education is pretty much a business with the same principles of economic supply. So the website gives us some tips. Um, so you always pay more for tuition when the demand is less and when the acceptance rate is high. So remember the principle of supply and demand from economics here. So if the undergrad population and the graduation rates, um, they have a lot to do with the amount you pay for graduation. So if you know anybody that is in high school and they want to start applying for schools, to keep in mind the amount of students that attend that have not graduated and the amount of students that and the acceptance rates of the amount of people that apply. So according to the American Council of Education, higher education is funded by the government. So the government funds programs for financial aid, research, institutional support, and other things. So uh, now let's talk about the solution. Congress must pass the Cost for All Act. Now, it's not that simple. What first you may ask, okay, how is that going to solve anything? Well, once the act becomes law, because right now it's a bill, there will be something called a Wall Street speculation tax. So it will impose a speculation tax of 0.5% on stock trades, a tenth of percent on bonds, and 100% fee on derivatives, which would raise 600 billion over the next 10 years. So keep in mind, the College for All Act will eliminate tuition and fees for the less privileged students. So those $600 billion will go towards a lot. The taxes will fund it. Now, also the legislation would triple the authorization for TRIO federal funding to 3 billion to serve students from low-income backgrounds. So students who have disabilities, first-generation college students. We should remember the Cause for All Act is just like any bill. The legislative branch and Congress have to make a decision, um, and also the president must decide not to veto. So today we learned the importance of the legislative branch taking action to address college tuition. We looked at the problem, causes, and solution. Remember, according to Education Data Initiative, cost tuition for community college is over 16 grand to live on campus, 10 grand for out-of-state tuition. And remember, Jonathan Cornejo was not allowed to go to his dream school because of the financial gap that he could not fill, and he was forced to go to community college. If the act is passed, he could go to UC San Diego possibly, or to pretty much any historic uh, Hispanic school, since he is Hispanic. So that concludes it. Thank you so much.